Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 5 of Divine Journey 2. At the end of last episode I mentioned that I was going to leave. Hey, spider, go away, you're being really noisy. No, that's coming towards me. Welcome to the video, I guess. I mentioned that I was making, get zapped, idiot. I mentioned that I was making steel, and that I had a lot of it in the queue. Well, I made a mistake. I forgot to put a trash can to handle the overflow creosote. So eventually this tank filled up with creosote and then the system just stopped. So I think if I put the trash can here, the servo for fluids only has round robin mode. So it'll, void, well, when the tank is full, it'll void all of the creosote. When the tank isn't full, it'll go half and half, and that's good enough. I've probably already made enough, what's it called, treated wood for the foreseeable future. So anyways, yeah, I only ended up with 3.5 exactly stacks of steel. Oh well, hopefully that 3.5 stacks of steel is enough to get us through today. Probably won't be. I'll probably find myself short on steel as we continue. But my goal for today would be to get into stuff like the arc furnace and what's this? Biodiesel? I think perhaps it makes more sense to start with biodiesel, make some power, and then get into the arc furnace. Actually, let's rewind rewind, I don't know. Go make a second coke oven, because I'm gonna need some extra coke to turn into the electrodes for that arc furnace. And let's just double check this, make sure this recipe hasn't changed. This is made in a squeezer with 8 coke dust, which is made in a crusher with coke. Okay, yeah. So that hasn't changed. I do have to find this recipe. Nope, we can make it out of the hot graphite, I guess. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need some extra coke, and 100% of the coke coming out of this coke oven is being used to make steel. So one more coke oven. Remember how I was annoyed before that coke bricks craft 2 at a time when you need 27? Well, that extra one from last time gets to be used now. So now I don't have to be annoyed anymore. Perfect. Convenient how these things work out. With that out of the way, this will slowly turn more coal into coke. We can make ourselves the squeezer and fermenter. So if I got one block to right click, we can try to form these. There we go, one down, probably block. Uh-oh, what's wrong with my squeezer? Squeezer, I hardly even know her. Wrong places. All right, fix that. There we go, there, okay. So the squeezer turns seeds into seed oil. Fermenter turns various plants into ethanol. And I think we need a bucket of each to continue. So let's for now we're gonna have to feed them manually. The seeds, I think I'll use this industrial hemp here. So we'll gather that up and use in fact I should have a large collection of seeds because I haven't been using the hemp seeds so far. There are plants. Alright, and then what is a good material to make ethanol? Can we just use we can't use the hemp fibers, can we? Oh, canola is probably a good choice. Because we can use the canola seeds for, yeah, we can use the canola seeds for, the seed oil. Alright, well for now, I'll just use what I happen to have on hand, which is literally nothing. 33 pieces of canola. Oh, I also have to plug them in, don't I? So into the fermenter goes a bunch of canola. No, I thought it could. Fermenter turns canola into ethanol. Do the thing. Why not? Let's try the squeezer. I'm gonna put the coke dust in here first. This can turn it into hot graphite, and it's 8-to-1 ratio, so I guess this makes 9 hot graphite dust. I believe there was a quest for. Give me amethyst. Apparently, I set redstone control to inverted on this, So inverted means that it needs a redstone signal on the like little dot here in order to run. Well, that's why it wasn't running, because I told it not to. Yeah, so okay. Do the things. So these use a fair chunk of power. They can do up to 8 operations in parallel. And I guess when they're doing 8 operations in parallel, it uses 640 RF here. Wait, did I say 8 operations in parallel? So I guess it's 80 RF a tick per operation. Anyways, let's grab a bucket of each for the quests. We can then mix our plant oil and ethanol. I may have been saying seed oil earlier. In a mixer. So not input ethanol this way. Oh wait. There we go. So if we do that and then give it some power, where's the power in? I should be able to see. Yeah, that should be unobstructed. It'll turn the 2 of those things into biodiesel. Ow. All these uncovered wires are just shocking me. All right, there we go. Biodiesel. So I think it's a bucket of each, makes 2 buckets of biodiesel. Very good. Now we can just run the fluids from one machine into the other. The tweezer and fermenter will both auto output as well. At least they'll auto output into immersive engineering pipes. I don't know if they auto output at all. But there we go. The 2 are mixing together into biodiesel. Now we are, as I mentioned, manually harvesting all the stuff for it. So that's a little suboptimal. But we don't have an automated farmer type device yet. But when we do, we can use it, but for now, we don't. All right, so I got to remember what goes in what. Plants go in here, seeds go in here. And I guess no, wheat is fermentable. All right, so now we have to burn this biodiesel for energy. That will be done in... Oh, I need a bucket of it to complete the quest. All right, we can do that. That will be done in a diesel generator. So, oh cool, we even get a large tank to hold it in. It is worth buffering this fuel because, you know, buffering fuel is like buffering energy. So, the diesel generator here is the regular immersive engineering diesel generator, I guess. So it makes 4,098 RF a tick, and it tells us that it is incredibly loud. I agree, it is incredibly loud. Material-wise, just a whole lot of steel. Ooh. 4 hop graphite ingots per radiator, and I need 9, so that's 36 hop graphite ingots. All right, well, that's going to take our coke ovens a little while to make. Effectively, each block is like just over 1 hop graphite ingot. Oh no. But would you look at what day it is? It's Eclipse Day. So, as usual, this means we jot this down for the future. Day number is 329. All right, so let's get a sign. Every 36 days from here will be another eclipse. So eclipse on, was it 329? Double check that. 329, yep. So that'll be potentially useful much later when we get into astral sorcery. Anyways, while we have to wait quite a while in order to make the diesel generator, and the other thing I was going to do is make the excavator, but there's realistically no reason to do the excavator before you have the diesel generator. There's a couple other things that are unlocked by biodiesel, and that's just by having the biodiesel fluid, which we have. So we can get into either mechanism or applied energistics, and I would like to get into applied energistics just to have digital storage. Looking at this, I think we can quite reasonably, once we get this weird energized Certus, get an enemy controller and, you know, storage buses, that kind of stuff, and get a digital, or not digital storage, but a unified inventory. That'll require getting into mechanism as well, huh? Okay, maybe in light of that, let's do mechanism first so we can get some real machines that are a little bit less awful than the whatchamacallit ones that we've been using, these. So energized osmium is, I guess, the main material that's gating mechanism for now. Ooh, that gives us decent energy cables too. Well, I guess it's 6 steel per. cheap relative to the wires. How much energy does this transfer? Wow, 1.28 kr a tick per segment, so I can do the entire buffer per tick. Alright, so anyways, yeah, we have to make some of this, and this is a bucket of biodiesel per 8, or we get 10 per later. But we have, can't check. We have some number of buckets of biodiesel right here, which will turn into energized osmium. Gives us more osmium ingots, and unlocks a new quest tab. Alright, so, yeah, let's... How many basic universal cables is it going to take for me to swap? Maybe it's a bit much for now because it's, again, still 1 steel per. We'll swap that over at some point. But we can make the steel casings. So let's get ourselves a couple of these. Oh wow, 7? Let's start with 4. That's cheaper than I expected. Alright, craft a metallurgic infuser. Alright, we tend to need multiples of these, but we'll start with this one. For powering these machines, I settled on using a mix of universal cables and wire, the immersive engineering wires. I think if we have to transfer power over large distances, it's cheaper to use these, whereas over short distances, we can plug, you know, way more machines into one cable than we can into one connector. So anyways, metallurgic infuser, you give it redstone or some material in that slot, and then either iron or osmium, and it turns it into something else. So right now I'm using it to make enriched alloy and basic control circuits. They're relatively low tier processed parts. One of my goals here is to get this machine here, the whatever ore doubler this is. It'll be much faster than what we're currently doing with the smeltery, I expect. There's also the here there aren't here installers. Uh-oh. I guess Mechanism doesn't have factories? No, we have to, I see, we have to make the factories ourselves. Looks like factories perhaps are a little ways off. Well, no, we can make this already. So maybe basic factories are in our near future. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna give it some time to process this. Well, we'll take it. One of the, yeah, so, okay, let's let that process and then we'll go from there. We can also improve the efficiency of the metallurgic infuser by using something other than plain redstone in this, like, purple box. To do so, we need to enrich the redstone or whatever we do in a enrichment chamber. And looking at this recipe here, I think we can make it. It does take some of the applied energistics growth accelerators, but looking at the recipe, besides the fact that it needs more hot graphite, I see no reason we couldn't make it. So I've turned off our steel because I think I have enough steel for now. And what I actually do now is the coke, but I can turn it into hot, coal dust or coke dust. But anyways, yeah, let's go and see about making that enrichment chamber. All right, so to do so, we first have to, well, we're gonna have to make a bunch of this fluids crystal along the way, and I only have a little bit of charge service. Let's see how much I have right now. Whopping 24 pieces of it. So let's start by making the charger so we can make more of this stuff. Very good. And hey, that gives us 6 more. Excellent. Then with that we can charge up a little bit and then make some fluids. Out of curiosity, out of curiosity, I wonder if I can right-click the basic cable with the enriched alloy to upgrade it. Yeah, unfortunately this feature was turned off. It's one of the nicest things about mechanism cables is that they're easy to upgrade. However, the upgrade cost from basic to advanced cables has been made significantly more expensive. So as a result, I guess they had to turn that feature off. That's unfortunate. Ow, ow, ow! I should do something about that. Alright, before I either accidentally kill myself or get sued by OSHA, let's make this a little bit safer, shall we? If I do that... yeah, just use chest as scaffolding. What could go wrong? Ow! We should be able to raise this high enough that I don't have to shock myself anymore. That ought to do it. Now there's no more live wires at head height. I think much safer this way. Anyways, let's go ahead and what happened to this water here? Take some of this charged Certus, turn it into fluids. I assume this step hasn't changed. Indeed, it has not. Cool. So 1 stack of fluids crystal, and from there we can make some of these wires, and then the energy acceptor, or the growth accelerator. And would you look at that? Making the energy acceptor gave us another trophy. Keep stacking the trophies. All right. This is. Oh no, that is just the. Yeah, that is just the gating item. Okay. So, you want me to make 5 of these for this quest? We don't really need 5 of them to grow crystals. I mean, with 2. Well, you know, we'll hold off on growing crystals for now. We're not even using them for that, right? Right now, I just want to use them to make the enrichment chamber. So do I know I made some red alloy ingots. Hey, look at that. They're still in the furnace. So instead of using these to grow crystals, we'll use them to enrich, let's see, some redstone. And let's just enrich a lot of redstone. And some diamond. Maybe 16 for now. And some obsidian. Hold on, is it enrich? Enrich. Oh, let's look at what its recipes. Oh, right, it's also a pulverizer. You know what, never mind. Let's see, do I need obsidian or obsidian dust? But whatever. Give me the osmium ore here. Occurred to me that with access to mechanism machines, we can now automatically, well, not automatically, but we can produce steel more efficiently than we have been doing before, both in terms of amount of input and probably in terms of speed. So we can do the mechanism steel route, which is to take iron, process it through a enrichment chamber twice, or sorry, a metallurgic infuser twice, with carbon. So the first time turns it into enriched iron, the second one turns it into steel blend, and then at this point you can smelt it in your favorite, furnace type device. So in an enrichment chamber, the enrichment chamber here is optional, but it does dramatically improve your efficiency. So what I'm going to do, let's see, it's input the top, output the front. This is where the coal goes. And eventually I'll swap the hoppers out for item ducts or item conduits or something. I mean, I guess I have plenty of ducts on me. Do it now. And then these will each have the carbon in the front out auto eject. You will take input the left, output the right, carbon the front, auto eject. And go. Can a basic servo round robin? I guess it can't. That's all right. It'll end up filling one slot before the other then, because basic servos aren't the sharpest knives in the shed, shall we say? I do need a different chest here though, because I need the 2 chests to not connect. Trap chest here. It's slightly problematic that the trap chest emits a redstone signal when open, because when it's open, it shuts the hopper off, but whatever. So yeah, this will effectively make 1 steel in the time it takes this bar to fill up once, right? Which is, because it does it all in parallel, which is definitely faster than using the blast furnace. But I think the biggest improvement is that it doesn't use up our coal coke, which we now need in huge amounts to make the graphite. Secondary benefit, it uses less power than 2 actually, does it use less power than 2 preheaters? If all 3 of these machines are running at once, I guess it uses 60 RF a tick, although the 1 enrichment chamber will not end up running full uptime. I don't know, it's probably less power overall. For our first factory tier machine, let's just make a basic smelting factory. So the factories are 3-in-1 machines, and what will it take to, okay, yeah, not happening. I was gonna say, what will it take to make the 5-slot factory? Well, that's a bit much. And this is just a 3-slot furnace. But it means we don't have to use our coal-powered furnaces anymore because, believe it or not, I'm actually starting to run out of coal. Between having to turn it all into coal coke and using some of it for steel. And I mined a lot of coal. Trust me. So, good that we no longer have to use it for smelting. Alright. So where do we go from here? I was thinking about doing the applied energistics stuff, except then I read this quest here, and it said that the presses for meteorites only spawn in the atom dimension or atom dimension, and we're about 30 million years away from getting there, right? Because we have to, it's gated by like 30,000 different things. We have to get this, we have to do this quest, and this quest, and this quest, which requires going through all of the Twilight Forest to get there. So that's a bit off. So instead, I think Applied Energistics has to wait a little while. While we wait for more hot graphite to process, let's make these higher tier mechanism alloys. So one thing that caught my eye here was that this needs energetic alloy, and I'm somewhat surprised that we can actually make energetic alloy in a smeltery. It's a usual redstone. I think it's 1 redstone to 1 gold to 1 glowstone. But this is just like in half increments for whatever reason. But all of those things can be melted in a smeltery. So, is there? Let's put iron above the blood. All right, well, pour that real quick, and yeah, melt all of this. Now, I am slightly concerned. Does redstone take forever to melt here? It is on the slow side. More than a little on the slow side. Of course, this is what I get for not emptying my smeltery before putting new stuff in. There's some random amount of conductive iron in here. How did I end up with, like, not an even ingot amount? How did it... Oh, I probably have a part ingot of iron in here. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have to send that back somehow. I wonder, will a fluid duct explode with iron? Probably. No, okay, good. I think it has a chance to explode when it has very hot fluids in it, but the fluids were in there brief enough a period that it didn't explode. All right, so yeah, we made 4 blocks of conductive iron, which just means that I need to melt 36 more redstone. That's all right. Conductive iron isn't going to go to waste. We'll use it for thing eventually. Probably. I don't even need this advanced control circuit right now. I'm just literally doing the quest because it's here. And I guess because it rewards 20 coal coke. Do more of these reward coal coke? I mean, I guess a pump is good. We can use this to pump lava. Is it really that useful? I don't know. I mean, we could also use it to pump water. Yeah, I don't think it does that much. But this is probably useful. Making a quantum compressor can... Not a bad recipe, can allow us to make the refined ingots, which eventually leads into what is this one called? It's not osmiridium, osglow glass, that one. Unfortunately, even something as simple as an osmium compressor still uses 4 hot graphite, so I've managed to bank a grand total of 0 hot graphite ingots since, like, when I started talking about needing a whole lot of that to make the generator. So it's definitely looking like the generator and excavator are not happening today, because we're gonna need to let our coke ovens run for multiple hours to get enough to actually run it meaningfully. Between these two, both are kind of valueless because one, we vein mine one and the other generates in huge veins, which we also vein mine. But yeah, this gets us into Osglow glass. So I have already started the process of pulverizing some obsidian. The enrichment chamber acts as a pulverizer as well. Then we can enrich the obsidian with diamond, and then the other thing that goes into Osglow glass. I think this makes for a good tool material, doesn't it? Let's quickly check that. I'm just getting distracted by everything. Cobalt mining level. Is that high durability? Pickaxe head. Let's compare Hold on, which of the green ones is it? 2100, 5.6 mining speed. So it's very high durability, not the best speed. Yeah, durability's good. Osmium compressor is one machine I've never quite fully understood. So it takes osmium as like an input, but it internally liquefies it. It also turns each osmium into 200 points. I mean, it's not technically millibuckets, I guess, but yeah, it goes 1 to 200, and then every now it consumes it constantly during the operation process. Unlike the metallurgic infuser, which only consumes its input stuff at the end of a process. And it's, in theory, all the recipes are exactly 1-to-1, except sometimes it uses an extra millibucket. So sometimes if I do like this, it might not finish the last piece. And I don't know what makes it consistent, like finish or not finish the last piece. But like, what's the difference between an osmium compressor and an enrichment chamber if you disallow or a metallurgic infuser, if you disallow the metallurgic infuser to accept osmium in that slot? Yeah, but it is what it is. So, the fact that I'm using all these basic machines with no upgrades means that these processes take forever. But like making this enriched obsidian, yeah, it'll be done in like 6 hours. But that's kind of the theme of this pack so far. There's a lot of doing multiple things in parallel, because the thing you wanted to do is going to take 8 hours of processing time. I don't know, not exactly, it's not super fun most of the time, but I'll deal with it. So yeah, once we have our the refined obsidian and refined glowstone, we can turn it into this stuff. Now this, ooh, we can almost make watering can. That's kind of interesting. What else can we do with this? Better energy storage. It's 1 ingot per energy upgrade. Actually, robots can farm, can't they? Maybe we can make a farm with the mechanism robot. While those slow machines do the work, I'm going to address the issue, or try to, of us running out of coal, and part of that will be to upgrade our pickaxe to have Fortune 3. So right now it's actually a way to check how much lapis is on it. It's in there somewhere, but it's only at Fortune 2. So if I just do a whole bunch of vein mining of copper, why did I get gold nuggets? Weird. Is that one of the traits of the pickaxe? Well-established. No? What's causing gold nuggets to drop? Definitely, I mean, maybe like basalt just has a chance to drop gold nuggets when you mine it. I'm consistently getting some. That's really weird. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna do a whole lot of vein mining here and break the pickaxe a few times until it, because I believe it gains EXP per block mined. I'll gather up a whole lot of pickaxe EXP this way, and sooner or later it's bound to hit Fortune 3. And done. It took I think 2 or 3 ingots worth of repairs, but to level it up, I think I put a total of 1 piece of lapis on it, right at the start when we made it, and the other 449 or however many it takes to get Fortune 3 came for free just through using it, which is good, because I think throughout my entire playthrough here I have not mined more than maybe 200 pieces of lapis. So anyways, I did notice that I the wrong obsidian in here. But yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? We processed exactly 32 glowstone ingots. But why is there 169 liquid osmium in here? Like, I think if you are continuously processing, it uses 201 points of liquid osmium per operation. Whereas if you only do one at a time, it only uses 200. That's probably why why it's 31 short of 200, right? Because I processed one piece like on its own, and then I did the rest continuously. So I don't know. It makes it kind of annoying, because then you can't, even later when you're doing automation here, you can't say 1 ingot plus 1 dust makes 1 output, because that's not true. It's like 100 ingots, or 201 ingots plus 200 dust make 200 output, except that's kind of an obnoxious pattern to encode. So like it, yeah, the Osmium compressor, my point is, weird machine with that weird quirk. Alas. Having a fortune tool, I did want to check now, is the fortune auto smelt interaction enabled? That would be from Tinkers. I expect it not to be. Let's see, it's probably under here. Fortune true, huh? So it does work. That's probably enough that it's worth making a second pickaxe that has fortune and auto smelt on it. I don't want my primary pickaxe to have fortune and auto smelt because stuff like coal, I suspect, can be smelted, into graphite. So it would make it impossible to harvest coal. However, on the other hand, if we had a fortune auto smelt pickaxe, it'll automatically smelt like all these ores for us, so I don't have to process them, and the yield is slightly better than 2-to-1. But that'll be for next time because I think I have to make a new pickaxe and I have to make a auto smelting component, probably firewood. I think that's, as long as there's nothing here. Yeah, we can make firewood. So that'll be for next time though. For now, I'm gonna wrap up today's video here. So I'm gonna queue up a whole bunch of coal to be turned into coke, and I'm not gonna drop any. In fact, I can even just turn out and jump into the electrical wire. Whatever. We'll just use this slot as a buffer slot. It'll turn. I'll have a little bit over 1 stack of coal coke blocks, which should make. That'll make what, like 70 top graphite ingots. Is that actually even enough to make the generator? Hold on. I think so, right? The generator is... Wait. What? What block was it that needed... Now I'm just all kinds of confused. Oh, the radiator needs it. Okay, and this thing needs 9 radiators. So it's 4. 4 times 9, 36. Yeah, I'll have a little bit more top graphite than we need, at least immediately. So yeah, that's it for today. We'll be back next time to the big loud diesel generator, and perhaps more excitingly, I really want to make the excavator because that'll be our first automated mining. And I've extolled the how does it go? Extolled the virtues of automated mining plenty of times. I would love to not have to go mining again, even though the excavator probably does not completely eliminate the need to do manual mining. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We'll be back next time to continue with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.